Hi, my name is Sylvia. I am a certified health coach and fitness trainer, and I love helping women over 40 feel amazing in their bodies. And in today's video, I really wanted to spend some time talking about what it means to have a slow metabolism, about resetting your metabolism, and whether you have a broken metabolism. I hear a lot of health experts talking about resetting your metabolism. If you Google broken metabolism or slow metabolism, you'll find all kinds of information about how to increase your metabolic rate to lose weight, and that if you can't lose weight, it's because your metabolism is broken. And there is a prevalent idea that if you're struggling to lose weight, you most likely need to fix your metabolism. A lot of women who try to lose weight find that they can't seem to shed off the extra pounds, and they feel hungry all the time. They feel like they're barely eating, and yet they're not losing weight. So I'm sure that's where the idea comes from. But I wanted to unpack all these concepts and talk about your metabolism and what it means to have a slow metabolism. What gave me the idea is I was listening to a talk by Dr. Joel Fuhrman in the context of a summit. It was a cancer summit, and if you're curious about any of that, you can check the blog post. I'll leave the links in there. But a lot of what I'll be talking about in this video comes from what Joel Fuhrman was teaching, and I've mentioned a few of those things in some of my other videos, but I really wanted to have a video and a blog post specifically about that, not just like in passing. And so that's what we're doing today. So before we dive into weight loss and how to successfully shed the weight when you have a slower metabolism, I want to talk a little bit about the benefits of a slow metabolism. What if having a slow metabolism was a blessing instead of a curse? What if it was a good thing? Of course, everyone wants to be able to eat whatever they want, whenever they want, right? And not gain weight. That is definitely a benefit of having a fast metabolism. But what if your slow metabolism wasn't something that you should fix? Dr. Joel Fuhrman in his talk mentioned 4 very important benefits of a slow metabolism, and even talked about how he maintains on purpose a slower metabolism by always making sure that he keeps his calorie intake a tiny bit lower than what his body actually needs. So basically, he maintains calorie restriction on purpose just to keep his metabolism slower. And the way that accomplishes that is that since he is at his goal weight, his body does not want to shed more weight. And by keeping his calorie intake lower, that will slow down his metabolism, and he does that on purpose. So the first benefit he talks about is how a slow metabolism promotes cellular healing and repair. He was explaining that when your metabolism slows down, your body has more energy to devote to cellular repair. Another benefit is that it slows down aging. And what he was explaining is that when you eat more than you need to, part of it, obviously you'll store fat, but also your metabolism will accelerate in an effort to burn those extra calories. And that tends to shorten the length of your telomeres, and it accelerates aging. Moreover, it also increases your thyroid activity, and we'll dive into that one a bit more. It lowers your respiratory quotient. So I didn't really know what that meant, and I had to look it up and do some research to explain that one to you, because I don't really remember Dr. Fuhrman explaining that further in his talk. But here's the definition that I found. The respiratory quotient is the ratio of carbon dioxide production to oxygen consumption, and it reflects the relative contributions of fat, carbohydrate, and protein to the oxidation fuel mixture. So that definition makes it all clear, right? Maybe not so much. But the bottom line is, fitter people have a lower respiratory quotient. And if I understand it correctly, a lower respiratory quotient decreases your glycogen storage, and it protects you against liver disease. And the last benefit of a slower metabolism is that it lowers your thyroid activity. Here, for this last benefit, I just want to quote from an article that I read online. Here's what it says. Thyroid hormone plays a big role in regulating your metabolism and energy expenditure, and low levels of thyroid hormones correlate with a slow metabolism. A study published in a 2010 edition of the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that low thyroid activity correlates with an increased life expectancy. This could be due to the fact that with a faster metabolism, the body must work harder, putting it under more stress. So there you go. Now, after all this, you might be thinking, okay, great, I'm healthier because I have a slower metabolism. But I mean, being overweight is not healthy, and it is so much harder to lose weight. What am I supposed to do? Well, first, we're going to talk about what is a realistic weight loss goal. Because I feel that a lot of women think that they have a slow metabolism because it's hard to lose weight. It's just hard work for any woman, particularly after the age of 40, when in fact it's just normal, and their expectations are not realistic. Oftentimes, we're not used to eating less, and to be able to lose weight, it has to be quite a lot less, and it just feels more difficult than we expect. And that's when we think that there's something wrong with us. So if you're overweight, which means your BMI would be above 25, you can expect to lose more. Like, you could expect losing about 2 pounds a week. But if you're closer to your goal weight, I talked to a lot of women who just want to lose like 10 to 20 pounds. In that case, a realistic goal would be more like 2 pounds a month. So that's not a lot, right? 2 pounds a month. I mean, I've heard women say that some diet wasn't working because they lost only 5 pounds 1 month, right? Like, I think sometimes we need to readjust our expectations. Aside from how much weight you can lose in a month, there's another factor that we need to consider realistically, is how much we can eat to lose that weight. And I think a lot of us overeat without realizing it, and we underestimate how much food we're consuming. I know I did that myself. I thought maybe I had a broken metabolism too, and it turns out that no, I even today I'm still pretty bad at guessing how much I eat. I thought I was eating maybe 17 to 1800 calories a day. And then I was following my vegan keto meal plan 1 week, which has about that amount of calories daily. And I was starving. I wanted to eat more. So to me, that made it pretty clear that even, a year and a half into this stuff, following different meal plans and doing intermittent fasting and having achieved my goal weight, I still underestimate how much I eat. So just be aware of that and realize that to lose 2 pounds a week, that is a calorie deficit of 1,000 calories a day. Like, that is huge. 1,000 calories a day, that's a lot of food. So to take that away from your regular calorie intake will feel difficult. It will feel like you can't eat much, and maybe something's wrong with you because you're so hungry. Okay, but don't get discouraged. You can do this, no problem, I'm telling you. And there's only 2 simple things that you have to do, and you'll be able to achieve this, okay? You'll be able to lose the weight. The first one is intermittent fasting. You shouldn't be too surprised that I would recommend intermittent fasting if you know anything about my other videos. The thing is, when you practice intermittent fasting, you need to fast long enough each day. And I would prefer if you fasted longer, less frequently, rather than every single day for only 16 hours. You want your fasting window to be long enough to experience the metabolic switchover that happens when your body runs out of glycogen and starts using fatty acids to produce ketones for energy. That is when the true magic happens, and that's when your body is essentially burning fat. And also that is how you're going to start noticing that your cravings diminish, your appetite is reduced, and it takes time, but that is really the main factor that will make your weight loss sustainable long term, and that will make it easier, that you won't feel as deprived. A lot of us notice that the more we eat, the more we want to eat. So that's because your body produces insulin every time you eat. And as you become insulin resistant, that you'll notice that your body just doesn't regulate itself as well. And as soon as you start eating, you want more food. Even if your body has had enough food, you still want more food. And so having a long fasting window when practicing intermittent fasting will help limit your chance of over-consuming calories, and it will help take you out of that vicious cycle where you eat and want to eat more and constantly feel deprived. And my next tip is also very simple. It's about the types of food you consume when you do eat. And obviously, think about eating a handful of chips that has the same amount of calories as maybe a bowl of broccoli, or even more calories, right? You eat a handful of chips, you're not satisfied, you want more. I mean, I can have a whole bag of chips, like no kidding. Try eating a bowl of broccoli. I think you'll feel done with eating a lot sooner. Your body will be satisfied because you're giving it the nutrients it needs. And also the broccoli takes a lot more space in your stomach. Once you got the intermittent fasting aspect dealt with, the next step would really be to ensure that your diet is as nutrient dense as possible. Tons of veggies and healthy fats should be your 2 main concerns. We talked about a bowl of broccoli. Eating maybe some sauteed broccoli with healthy fats like avocado in your salad, nuts and seeds, maybe a drizzle of olive oil. These things will really make you feel a lot more satisfied than consuming processed food. It's one little step at a time, and it's not easy, but you can totally do it. I believe in you. And to get more information about intermittent fasting, more help, more guidance, don't forget to sign up for my Intermittent Fasting 101 workshop, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.